There, this is Robin, and I'm so happy to share a practice with you today. We'll spend some time flowing, and we'll also spend some time in some more restorative and longer held poses. So what I want to encourage you to do is to have some props ready. One is your mat. If you've got a mat, that's fantastic. And if you've got yoga blocks, please get those handy, 2 of them if you've got them. If you have a strap, that's wonderful. You could also use a bathrobe tie or something, a nice long scarf. And if you have a cushion, if you've got a yoga cushion, that's fantastic. If you don't, you could use a couch cushion or a bunch of pillows, something to support you when we're in something in a longer bit of a hold. So this will be lovely. The movement is great to get our energy flowing, and the longer holds and the stillness are wonderful to let things arise and let yourself feel. It's very easy these days to numb out, and I'm offering the space for letting things arise and bubble to the surface, therefore the ability to let go eventually. So that may take some time, but hopefully this will offer you a little bit of it. So let's begin. Let's begin on our backs. If you need to pause the video right now and get the things you need, please do that. And I'll meet you here on your back. Go ahead and lie down. And just take a moment to arrive here on your back, on the ground. Taking note of how things are feeling today. A little body scan. Do you have any tension that's showing up? The tension might be in your mind as well, so just say hello to that tension, wherever it resides. And send a breath there. Big breath in and out. Start by a little wag of your tail. So if you're on your back, a little rock side to side with your hips. And let that rock, that tail wag, kind of reverberate up your spine. So your shoulders start to move gently side to side. And your head rolls easy side to side. Let your fingers wiggle. And let's give our wrists a nice circle. You can circle in both directions. And take some nice gentle breaths, just bringing some breath into the belly. You might rub your belly as an encouragement for breath and as an encouragement to notice what's here, what you've arrived with. Point and flex your toes and just get a little rock going through the length of your body. See what happens. Let your jaw release. Make some sound. And we'll go ahead and meet with our knees squeezed into the chest. And take the time to snuggle in and give yourself a hug. And it doesn't have to be too intense of a hug to start. Just let it be loose and held. Let your breath be present with this hug. And as you're hugging yourself right now, just take a moment to acknowledge what you are grateful for. And I could also phrase that in a way to ask, what do you love? And maybe just think of 1 to 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for, or experiences, or feelings. See what comes up. And I am grateful for this time with you. Let your legs float up to the sky. Let your hands come to the backs of your quads, your hamstrings here, and just give a nice rub along your legs, the backs of your legs, and circle out those ankles. And then shake out the ankles. Shake your feet. And then give your heels a little kick to your butt. And then we'll go ahead and roll the knees over to the left, and the right arm extends out to the right, taking a gentle twist. And if it feels good for you, lift your shins off the floor. So your knees are down and your shins and feet are up. Your gaze goes to the right into your open palm. What might land in your palm today, in your open, empty palm? Take another breath there. Spin a little further toward the right with your eyes and your chest. And then come back to center and rock it out side to side. And then let's draw the knees over to the right. And open the left arm out in opposition. And take your time just arriving into this easy twist. The shins might come off the floor as well as the feet, just to deepen into the twist a little bit. Your gaze turns toward that open, empty left palm. And what might arrive into your left palm today? Breathe some possibilities there. And spin and churn your belly a little bit. Belly turns toward the left, chest and eyes turning toward the left. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, come back to center and rock it out. And let's transition it to a happy baby. So taking soles of feet or creases of knees, letting your knees drop down to either side of your torso and just rock it out. Let your head go with the rock. So as you rock to the left, you look to the left, and vice versa to the right. Just finding your breath all along the way. And let's launch our right leg on up to the sky and take the left ankle across the right thigh and circle out that right ankle. Now bend your right knee and draw your right knee towards your chest as you send your left knee away, saying hello to the left hip. Breathing into that spaciousness. Taking a little twist with this, so you stay in this figure 4 shape, and the left foot comes over to the right, and the right hand guides the inner left knee thigh open. And again you twist. Left palm opens, left arm opens. Turning toward the left with your gaze, and opening that left knee away from your belly button with your right hand. Taking one more breath here. And let's come back to center and find your happy baby again, rocking it out, letting your eyes go with the rock, letting your jaw release again, open your mouth and take a little sigh. And then go ahead, lift your left leg to the sky and take your right ankle across your left thigh. And just take a moment with this, circling out your left ankle, finally bending that left knee, and drawing the left knee in toward the chest as you send your right knee away. Right elbow might guide that right knee away. You could also use your hand. See what feels best. See where your sensation arises and where that edge of sensation is. And find that little edge. And you might back off that edge a little bit, or you might come right up to the very tippy edge of it. So you decide. This is your practice today. Let's take this into twist, keeping the shape. Draw your right foot over to the left. Left hand presses inner right thigh away. Right arm opens out to the right, and the gaze goes to the right. And the breath fills the spaces that you notice. I'm noticing my right waistline and outer hip, even into my chest and rib cage. So see what you notice. See where your breath is sent. One more big breath in. And exhale, let's come back to center, and we'll rock it up and down the length of the spine this time. Keep your chin tucked. If this is not good for you, meet me on all fours. We'll meet in tabletop. So find your way to tabletop. The shoulders are right over the wrists and the hips are above the knees. And we'll find our cats and cows, undulating the spine. Inhale, lifting chin, chest, eyes, and tail. Exhale, rounding, tucking head, dropping tail, squeezing belly in and opening between the shoulder blades. Inhale, front body opens with a big, full, deep inhale. Exhale, back body rounds and opens with a deep, full exhale. You might even sigh or make a sound or stick out your tongue. Ha. And just move with these inhales and exhales to your own pacing and your own degree. You might pause in a spot where you feel like, oh, I need a little extra time and attention there. Really honor this movement. The spine is really a river of energy for us, a river of nerves that really conduct all the way through our bodies. So this is wonderful to keep the spine fluid and filled with breath and movement. Last two, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, round it out, squeeze that belly in. Come back to neutral on inhale, knees come together. Exhale, gaze past the left shoulder to the left ankle, right hip juts out. C-shape to the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, gaze toward the right ankle, left hip juts out. Open up those ribs and waistline. Inhaling and exhaling now, finding again your own pacing, just like in the cats and cows. Taking your time, opening up the spaces that are inviting openness between the ribs, at the waist, through the hip, through the eyes and neck. We'll take two more, in and out. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale. And last one, exhale. Come on back to center. Curl your toes under and let's rise our way up to downward facing dog. And just walk out your dog. Just bend one knee and then the other. Shake out your head. As a matter of fact, give it a nod, yes. And notice what you're saying yes to today, here on your mat or otherwise. And then shake it out, no. And notice what you're saying no to today, or on your mat or off your mat. And just pedaling out those feet. Continue that for a couple more breaths. And then go ahead, draw your feet together. Press your heels down to or toward the floor and spread your palms forward. Launch your hips higher, higher, higher. And engage those thighs. Really engage your legs. Come into a strong front of leg, the quad lifting up toward the hip crease, and the hip crease lifting up and back toward where the wall and the ceiling meet. Let this create more space through your torso, more space between each rib. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. And just breathe into this shape. Let's lift the right leg high to the sky and bend the knee and roll your hip open, pressing your right foot towards your left shoulder. Big yawn into the belly and inner thigh, head dropping. Breath filling, and take a nice circle through that right knee. Your circle may be tiny or big, but see if you can connect to the hip joint where the ball and the socket meet in the pelvis. Circling in both directions. Let's lift that right leg super high to the sky, highest one yet. Inhale. Exhale, round and squeeze in, forehead to knee. And draw your shoulders over your wrists and really let this burn in the middle and the belly. Lifting that knee, dropping your chin to your chest. Breathing for 3. Maybe walking your left foot back a little bit and your shoulders forward a little bit just to increase that burn. 2. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Stay on the ball of the left foot. Reach your arms back in an airplane. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe interlace your fingers and draw your arms long. Outer right hip pulls back and the hips drop a little bit as the chest reaches forward. Left heel reaches back, sternum reaches forward, belly draws in, arms lift a little higher. Take one more breath here. And then go ahead, plant the palms. Let's fly into a standing split. Left leg flows to the sky and head drops heavy. Breathe deep into this. See how pendulous your head can be and how light and airy your left leg can be. Big opening for the hamstring on the right side. rooting that right foot into the earth as the left foot flies a little higher. One more breath. We'll step back. Left hand stays where it is. Right hand comes to sacrum. Pull the sacrum back, that big triangular bone at the base of your spine, and then we'll spin toward the inner right thigh. Spin, spin, spin. Eventually launch your right arm to the sky and feel your wings span through the arms and take a big wide circle with your right arm. Circling around yourself. Following this big wide circle with your eyes and circling in both directions. Meeting with the right arm extending forward in front of you, left heel pulling back behind you, chest launching toward the sky for one more breath. Inhale, lean back, open up, enjoy. Exhale, let's step back strong to a high plank and pause here. And just grab onto your abs. Let your thighs lift, yet let your hips drop. So there's a little squeeze for the belly and a squeeze for the butt and an opening for the fronts of those hips as your belly stays strong and your body stays long. One more breath. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Pause for an extra breath. Interlace your hands behind you once again and lift up. Shoulder blades draw together, chest lifts, legs lift, heart lifts, arms lift. Take a breath into this. Feet come to the floor, hands come by ribs, and just find your version of a back bend. Maybe it's tiny and low. Maybe it's really upward facing. See if you can lift your eyes and engage your legs. And take a big heartfelt breath, opening the collarbones. Exhale, we'll press back, child pose. Taking 3 full breaths here. Come on the claw fingers of your fingers and lift your wrists up to the sky. Spine elongates, 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Sigh it out, ha. And find your way back, downward facing dog. Walk yourself in and pedal it out and nod your head, yes, and shake it out, no. Take your time arriving, draw your feet together. And we'll go ahead and lift the left leg high to the sky and bend the knee and roll that hip open. Pressing left foot toward right shoulder, grounding and dropping through the outer right hip. Breathing and opening into your belly and thigh. And then circling that left knee. Any amount. See how smooth you can make it, like you're stirring your favorite pot of stew that you made. Circling in both directions. Tender, loving care, as well as gratitude. Go ahead, lift your left leg high to the sky, inhale. Exhale, round and squeeze in, knee to forehead. Draw your shoulders over your wrists and walk your right foot back a little bit if that's okay for you. Really tucking in, drawing in and breathing. Lift that left knee. Feel the strength through the center, through your middle, through your core. 2 more breaths. Tucking that forehead. 1 last breath. Go ahead, step forward. And we'll go ahead and reach the arms back in the airplane pose. You could stay in airplane and or clasp the fingers, switching the clasp if you're clasping, dipping your hips deep, launching your chest forward and that back heel back. Reaching maybe the arms, reach a little higher. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Breath fills all the nooks and crannies. Exhale, the belly squeezes and draws in each and every time. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Feel the fullness of this moment. Whatever it is for you. Plant your palms. Let's fly into standing split. Right leg flows to the sky and head cascades down toward the earth. Breath fills up the places that you notice. Pulling back through the outer left hip. Grounding through the 5 toes of the left foot. Launching the right leg higher. Last breath, inhale. Feel the fullness. Exhale, step back strong to that lunge once again. Right hand stays to the floor. Left hand comes to spine, base of spine, sacrum. And we start to spin toward the inner left thigh. And that turns our chest up to the sky. And finally, our arm comes in that big wide circle. Big windmill circle. Follow it with your eyes. Let it open up, breath through the chest, and circle in both directions. Really churning the energy of the heart, opening up our heart space through movement. Left arm reaches to the front, right foot reaches back, heart spins up toward the sky. Finally leaning back, opening up the chest, one more breath. Exhale, step back strong, high plank. This time straight to chaturanga, just hovering above the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, your version of a back bend, whatever it is. Exhale, child pose, hips draw back, arms go long, claw fingers so the wrists get a little release, the palms get a little release. Head drops to the earth. Sigh out your woes. Ha. One more big breath in. Sigh it out. Press your way back, downward facing dog. And just walk your feet up to your hands. And hang yourself in ragdoll pose. Walk your feet as wide as you like. Bend your knees as much as you like. Then take a moment to find a place for your arms and hands that feels right. Maybe you take opposite hand with opposite elbow. Maybe hands come to floor. I like touching my hands to my feet. That really feels comforting right now. As does hands on legs. So you choose. We'll be here for a couple breaths. See how heavy your head can become. Really let it succumb to gravity, as well as the shoulders. Let's take our hands to the back of the head and hair and just give a nice swoop along the back of the neck. Really sliding and opening, releasing tension there in the back of the neck. There, we hold a lot there. Pulling your hair if you've got long hair or even short hair. Give it a tug if you have no hair. Give your scalp a scrub. You can do that even if you have longer hair. Feels amazing. And give your temples a nice gentle rub. And your jaw, yes, take a moment to take fingers to the jaw and relax and release the jaw. Touch around the cheekbones and again give your neck a rub or your shoulders. Taking another couple breaths just to explore your body. Saying hello and sending some love. One more big breath in. Sigh it out. Ha. Toe heel your feet together. Bend your knees and roll your way up. Pressing through your feet, rounding through your spine. Reaching your arms out wide. Turning your pinky fingers up and pausing here. Just gathering the energy. Dropping your shoulders, lifting your chest. And then reach the arms high. And take your right hand to your left wrist and give a side bend. Reaching your fingertips, left fingertips over toward the right, stamping down through your left foot. Side bending, open up. And second side, come on back to center. Left hand takes right wrist and draw your right fingertips over toward the left and stamp down through your right foot, opening up the side body, right side, lungs, ribs, waist, hip, leg, foot. Come on back to center, see the center, look up, walk your fingertips along the ceiling, lift your heart, stand down firmly through your legs, take a breath in. And then exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flat back, long spine, strong legs and core. Exhale, step back strong, high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, your version of a back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, squeeze in knee to nose. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, tricep, shoulder, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right knee over to left elbow, tricep, shoulder, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, launch high. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Right foot steps, left foot spins. Find your balance and rise. Take a breath. Land through the feet and lift through the heart. Sink through the hips and draw the legs in opposite directions. Drop the shoulders. Feel the fullness of the moment. What can you open a little further? Let's release. Step back strong, high plank. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, flow back, downward facing. Left leg launches to the sky. Exhale, rounded knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, reach high. Left knee to left, elbow, tricep, shoulder. Lift that kneecap, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist, spin, left to right. Inhale, reach on up. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Take the time to find your ground, and then from there, rise. Feel the majesty of your body, of your poses, of your breath, of this moment, connecting all together. One more breath. Exhale, release, high plank, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reach your right leg high. Exhale, step forward, warrior one, just one breath. Inhale up. Exhale, release, high to low. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, flow back, downward facing. Left leg flows high. Step forward, warrior one, just one breath. Inhale it up. Exhale, release. Low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog, inner thighs lift, heart lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Make them big. Find release through the head and strength through the limbs. One more big breath in. Exhale everything out. Bend your knees. Look forward. Spring step or float to the front. Lift and lengthen. Reach long, flat back. Exhale, fold and bow. Give yourself a little extra hug behind your calves. Bow your head. Inhale, we rise to standing. Exhale, gather at the heart. Take an extra breath there. Inhale, flow high. Exhale, fold, bow low. Maybe you need to bend your knees to take you all the way down. Inhale, reach long, flat back. Exhale, step or jump, high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Flow it back, exhale, down dog. Right leg flows to the sky. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse that warrior. And we'll flow through vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. You could go straight there if you want. Otherwise, go through the full vinyasa. Low push-up, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg flowing to the sky. Exhale, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Open up the side body and flow on through. High plank. Maybe straight to down dog. Otherwise, through the full vinyasa. Meeting me in downward dog. Right leg flowing to the sky on inhale. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. Inhale, rise. Open wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, opening that right side. If you can, wrap your left arm around the back this time, opening through the left shoulder, left chest. Exhale, side angle lunge. Right elbow might come to the thigh or the shin, or you might use your block or the floor. Continue to open through that left chest, spinning your heart to the sky for 3. Bigger, fuller breaths. 2. Find your legs and feet and turn your heart open. 1 more breath. Let's release. Step it back, high plank. Finding your way to down dog, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Flow it back, exhale, down dog. Left leg rises to the sky, inhale. Exhale, step forward. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Inhale up. Exhale, open, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. And if it's there for you, wrap your right arm around your back toward the front of the left thigh. And exhale into side angle. Left elbow could come to thigh. You could come to your shin or block or floor. In any case, spinning your heart open. Wherever it is you are, find your breath. Find all the parts of your body that you can become aware of right now. Tuning into legs and feet and knees and heart. Feel the fullness of this moment. Let's release. Step it back, high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Let's take a quick child pose. And just catch your breath. And to further open the side body, go ahead and walk your hands over to the left. And place your left hand over your right hand. And pull back through the outer right shoulder. And breathe into the right side. Maybe walking even a little further. Over to the left with that right hand. One more big breath in. Open your mouth and make some sound. And let's walk it on over to the other side. Left hand walks over to the right. Right hand comes on top of left as a little anchor point. Draw back through the shoulder, draw back through the ribs and hips and waistline, and breathe. Become curious about what's here. And send some love into the places that need your love and your attention. One more big breath in. Sigh it out. Make some sound. Come on back through center. Interlace your fingers, elbows in line with shoulders, and let's rise up into our dolphin pose. And just feel your strength here. Feel your shoulder strength. Draw your shoulders down your back. Send your hips high. If it feels right, you can lift your right leg up to the sky. You might even take a little hop. And switch sides. Right foot comes down, left leg rises. All of this is optional, of course. Take another breath. And palm to palm, come back to downward facing dog. And just walk your feet up to your hands. You might even jump them up. Lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold and bow. Bend your knees a little bit and reach your arms up to the sky and interlace your fingers. And drop your head down. You might even walk your feet apart further. And it might feel nice to sway the arms side to side, just opening up all those nooks and crannies in your shoulders. Maybe the arms reach forward a bit more, keeping the awareness of reaching the shoulders up away from the earth, spreading your 10 toes, bowing your head even deeper. Release the hands, Utkatasana, bend your knees, drop your hips, take opposite hand to opposite elbow, and just take a little side to side. Toe heel your feet together. Reach your arms to the sky, take a breath. Exhale the hands to namaste at the heart. We'll spin left elbow past the right thigh. Hands to namaste and chest lifting up, 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 up toward that, toward your thumbs. If it feels good, open up your arms. Totally optional. Stay here for a few breaths. Breathing deeper. Twists are really, really great for toning the organs. Take one more breath like this and listen carefully. You're going to unweight that left foot, maybe come up on the ball of the left foot, and then step it back into a lunge. I'm going to offer that you drop your left knee down to the floor and spin. If you'd rather keep your left knee up in space, extending that back leg back, staying on the ball of the left foot, that's an option. 2 more breaths. 1 more big breath in. Let's release and step it back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Nod your head yes and shake it out no. 1 more big breath in. And exhale, step or jump to the fronts of your mats. Lift and lengthen flat back. Exhale, fold, bow. Utkatasana. Bend your knees, drop your hips, sweep your arms high. Dip your hips deep and drop those shoulders. See if you can draw your palms together above your head this time. Take a breath. Feel the fullness of this pose for you. Exhale the hands to namaste at the heart. And let's twist to the other side. Right elbow passes left thigh. Hands at namaste. Chest lifting up toward those thumbs. And breathe. Knees swivel gently to the right while the outer left hip draws back, creating more length for the left side as you spin your heart toward the left up to the sky. 1 more breath. Unweight that right foot gently. Step it back into a lunge and come on down onto your right knee, and we'll continue this twist and spin. Really breathing. Again, if you want to open your arms wide into wingspan, please do. Lifting the left chest up toward the sky. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Gently release. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Come on down onto all fours. Take a couple cats and cows. Slowing your breath down a bit. We'll take a little more twist and spin. So right hand comes to center of mat. Left arm flows to the sky, open up. We'll thread the needle. Left shoulder to the earth, left ear to the earth. Right arm extends long. Now you may choose to come on the ball of that right foot. You may choose to lift that right leg into the sky. You may choose either or to launch the right arm to the sky and twist and spin. So you choose. And you may eventually wrap your right arm around your back toward the front of the left thigh. Maybe circling out that right shoulder. Maybe you're really working on the float of the right leg. You see where this pose takes you for 3, 2, 1 more breath. Feel the fullness of the moment. Let's release and come back to center, all fours, and just move it around any way you like. Take your time. Undulating through your body. Moving your head and shoulders and hips and spine. Opening your mouth. Right hand comes to top center of mat. Left arm flows to the sky. Take a big breath in. And then we'll go ahead and thread the needle. Oops. Other way around. Right shoulder to the floor. Right ear to the floor. Left arm extends long. And so you could stay right here. This may be your joy spot. And you stay with that. If you want to explore more, maybe the left leg goes back behind you on the ball of the foot. Maybe it floats on up to the sky. Some of this may be new for you and some may be like, oh, these are just my old favorites and I want to explore it the same way I do every time because I miss my yoga studio. Or you may be trying on brand new things that you've never tried on before. It's a really interesting time to be trying on lots of new things. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Turning, evolving. Last 2 breaths. Let's unwind. Come on out of it. Just move around ever so gently. Now we're going to move into a little more of a restorative portion of the practice. So if you have blocks or blankets or cushions handy, just draw them near you. We'll start with a forward fold. So go ahead and reach your legs out in a relatively wide angle. And it doesn't have to be very wide. It could be just as wide as your legs feel comfortable in a V. And if you need a little prop for your hips, if you tend to roll back a lot on your hips, place a little something underneath your pelvis to lift your pelvis up a little bit. You want to be kind of, if you can roll around on your sitting bones, you want to be a little further forward, front of center, rather than back of center. So just find your center and actually draw your hands to your legs and drop your shoulders and relax your face. And feel your connection to the earth through the pelvis and the legs and the feet. Feel the center line of your body. Expanding the opening softness of your center. Feeling its softness and its strength. We're going to fold forward with this. So I recommend if you've got a couch cushion or a yoga cushion or blocks, just bring it right up against your pelvis. And then if you've got extra padding, if you don't, go ahead and find some. Then you're going to fold forward. And your head might be floating in space or it may have something nice to land on. So we're just going to pause there. You can turn your head to one side if that feels nice for you. And we'll stay here for many breaths. So your legs might stay very engaged, with the toes facing the sky. That's really lovely. If you choose to wilt them a little bit and soften them a little bit, that's great too. You might even place blocks underneath your knees. See what comes, see what arises as you find some stillness here. And some discomfort might arise, something that is in your body that's saying, wow, that's really intense. Take your time and arrive there with it. And inquire, what's here? Who's here? How can I meet you? How can I engage with you? The discomfort may be staying still. A lot of us are finding ways to be very busy right now. So see if you can be okay with doing nothing for 3 more breaths. And let's make that 5 more breaths. Really slowing down. One more big breath in. And let it go. Release the pose. come out slowly. Let your head be really relaxed, almost chin tucking down as you rise. And take your time and pause as you come up to the top. And slow down and feel. And take a moment in gratitude. And let's move gently to our next pose. So we'll move the props away really slowly. Take the hands to the backs of the knees and draw those knees up with the strength of your arms and hands. And we'll go ahead and take a supported back bend this time. So you're going to take whatever prop you have, your couch cushion or your blocks or a pillow or two, and lay it widthwise across your mat. And you'll go ahead and scoot yourself back so that your armpits are over the top of that prop. And your head's going to drop back, and if it's uncomfortable for you, for your head, find a support underneath the head, like a pillow or a block. And the arms will extend out to the side, palms are open. And you can find the place for your legs that feels just right. Feet wide and knees knocked together is a really nice option for the low back. Chest also, soles of feet together, knees wide. And also legs long, the kind of standard. This is for your heart and your breath and your lungs. So whatever position feels most inviting for breath into the front of the lungs, the front of the chest, the pose that you can really rest into and receive the benefits of non-doing. And of being supported. I'm so grateful to hold you here. Can you let your neck and your jaw go a little more? Can you breathe a little more deeply? Where can you release even more? And if there's discomfort arising, what is it telling you? What does it have to say? Can you be curious rather than run away from it or charge too quickly into it? We'll take 3 more breaths. Can you find serenity? One more big breath in. Just let it go. Now to come out of this pose, we will gently roll to our sides and pause on the side. And just curl up in a little ball. Let your head stay supported on either your pillow or the floor, wherever it is right now, and just pause. And slowly, with your hands and your legs, rise on up. Lovely. And we'll, our last restorative pose will be pigeon on each side. So we'll go ahead and clear the slate on your mat and have all your props ready. See which one you might need. And we'll go ahead and come into downward facing dog. And we'll step the left foot forward and sink down onto the right knee. And you may have your very prop that you know that you need or want behind that, underneath that left hip. Now, to make it even more juicy and supportive, we're gonna have something to fold forward onto. So go ahead and find a prop or props that allow you to just luxuriate down over them. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. And don't worry about it, just let it be. Breathing into the back of the body. Breathing into the beautiful hip opener. Just a couple more breaths. Slowly rising, slow, slow, slow. Keep the props basically where they are. We're just gonna switch sides. So any way you want to do that, you can press back to down dog. You could just come into a couple easy movements at tabletop. Stepping the right foot forward, sinking down through the hips, coming onto the left knee. Finding a little prop for that outer right hip and readjusting yourself so the props are just in the right sacred geometry for this side, and just luxuriate on down over those props and rest, receive, let go, breathe. Slowing down. Putting it down. So that you can see what is underneath. What's the next layer in? Even bigger breaths, last few. And gently, gently coming out of this pose. This is our time to transition to Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. So you might use something to support your knees as you lie down onto your back. So take your time with this, just moving with real stillness, moving with stillness, moving with tender, loving care. It's almost like being still as you move. And take your time to find comfort. So put a blanket over your body, cover your eyes. If you choose to stay here for a good long time, please do. This video will end and you could stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Settling yourself into the earth and finding a place of neutrality and non-doing. Taking a big breath into your whole being. And then letting your exhale drop into the earth with your whole being. Just receive and release and give back to the earth. And let go. Staying here, I'm gonna read you a poem here in your Shavasana, so stay where you are. The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. This is The Guest House by Rumi. We'll go ahead and take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Inhaling full, deep and slow. And exhale, let go. Take another big, full breath in and hold it right at the top of your lungs. So your lungs come right under your collarbone. So breathe there and hold your breath. And then take another sip in. And then let it out. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And let your head roll gently side to side. And any movements that feel right for you, a stretch or a touch, as you find your way in your own timing to rolling onto your side and pausing there on your side. And curl up, bend your knees and hug around. Give yourself a loving hug. And if there's anything to let go of, to release, go ahead, drop your forehead down to the floor and just sigh it out or speak it out. Or let the vision drop out and melt and disintegrate back into the earth. And we'll rise slowly. Use your hands and your legs to come up and let your chest face down toward the earth as you rise back up. And find your seat in your own timing. And take a seat. And feel your pelvis connected to the earth and rooting into the earth. And there's an anchor there. There's a connection point. There's a meeting. There's a mutual support. So allow that to be, because it is. Gravity takes care of that. And from that meeting place, from that mutuality, from that giving and receiving, let there be an opening and a rise and a stirring through your body. An awakening. And a softening. And a freeing. Reach your arms out wide and high around you and gather the hands down through the heart center and just allow yourself to gaze into your heart with your hands there and your eyes looking in. And acknowledge what is here, whatever it is, whatever shows up. Send it love. We'll close our practice with a single Om, inhaling. Hands rise Raising to third eye center between your brows and touch in lightly there, your seat of intuition. This is very important right now. Really be guided by your deeper inner divine wisdom. And this wisdom connects us all. So be sure that as you touch in here, you know you're connected to all sentient beings. From that place, we'll bow to one another. Wish you a good day. Namaste.